This is everything you need to know about salt and its relationship with food in under 3 minutes. As I said in my last video, salt is essential for seasoning your food. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, because I know a lot of people think that seasoning is like garlic powder, onion powder, chili powder, etc. But the thing is, those are all flavors. And flavors are things that you smell, specifically mouth smell. You have this thing called your olfactory nerves connected to both your nasal passage and your mouth that basically send a trigger to your brain telling you what it is that you're eating. Now, in trying to describe this the best I can, think of like a dish with a bunch of garlic powder, onion powder, chili powder being dull like this with no salt. But the second you add salt, it turns into something colorful, like it enlivens the food. And the reason we crave salt so much is literally because we need it to live. Like, think of every bodily fluid that you excrete. It is all salty, which if you exercise regularly and you pee a lot and drink a lot of water, you're going to be losing a lot of salt daily. So in turn, you're going to be craving salt. It is so indispensable that if you look back on earlier days, the Romans literally coined the term salary, which means to pay their soldiers in salt, because it was that essential. That's what the term salary comes from. Now let's talk types of salt. I'm well aware that this is the type of salt everyone probably uses. Now, the thing about this salt is it's very dense, meaning it is very salty. So 1 teaspoon of Morton's iodized salt is not going to equal 1 teaspoon of kosher salt. Now, let's talk kosher, specifically Diamond Crystal. I saw a video on here of someone saying that the elitist food people use Diamond Crystal, and that's just not true. Like, guys, it's not that elite. You can buy this on Amazon. The reason why you see so many chefs using Diamond Crystal kosher salt is because it's so much lighter. And what do I mean by that? In my best attempt to describe this, I'm going to use an analogy of ice. Now imagine you had a glass of water. Now take this ice cube. This is table salt for this analogy's sake. If you fill that glass of water up with like 3 of these cubes, you're going to overflow it, meaning it's going to be too salty. Now imagine you have this Chick-fil-A ice. This is kosher salt for my analogy's sake. You can add a lot more of this ice to that glass of water without it overflowing. And to filling up that glass of water all the way straight up to the top until it reaches the very top of that glass is perfectly seasoning your food for my analogy's sake. You have a lot more control using this type of ice, aka kosher salt. Now the thing is, there really isn't a measurement to quantify how much salt you should be using because we all taste differently. Meaning, I might be a super taster, but you might not have strong taste buds. And having weak or strong taste buds does not make anyone better, but it's just literally the way we are built. Which is why in so many recipes, you will see salt to taste. Because what may be perfectly salty to me may be way too salty for you. Now, what happens if you accidentally oversalt your dish? You can easily reverse this by either adding more water or by adding more acid, meaning like lemon juice, vinegar, whatever it is. It's truly just understanding the relationship between all of the different tastes that there is so that there's balance at the end of the day. I literally love this stuff, so if you want me to go over the other 4 tastes in another video, I absolutely will.